Go! What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studios. It's K.L.P Aftermath. Morning with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.
Y'all know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
Yeah, buddy.
Swanky one.
That's what they call me.
DJ
Hey.
Kennedy Lucas.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Turn me up some.
we kicking it old school real quick, y'all. Hey.
Make it last forever.
Hey, y'all know this one. Shout out to all the old heads out there, man. The grandmas, the grandpas, even the mamas and daddies. My mama and daddy know this one. I ain't saying that they old, but this their generation, you know?
Let's make
It last forever, y'all. Back with another podcast. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Atlanta, the Atlanta radio people, Atlanta podcasters. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to the scalpers, the scammers, the content creators. Shout out to my guy Terry, producer for the show. But y'all missed it. Y'all seen it. I'm gonna be a mainstay on Bro Code. Hopefully y'all been enjoying that one. Shout out to K.L.P Entertainment, that new logo coming in clutch. It's right here on the bug here. That new logo, y'all see it? Had to switch it up, you know? It's time. Hey. Let me get this swallow of this water real quick. Hydration, y'all. Stay hydrated. It's getting hot. It's summertime. Y'all see my muscles? Woo, Lord have mercy. Muscles out today. Swole. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shout out to my girl Evelyn Letitia from What Happened Was podcast, man. New episode coming this week. I am blessed and highly favored, y'all. I got so much to talk about today. Happy Tuesday, man. Happy Tuesday. Oh, sorry. Hey. We had to kick it old school, man. Ladies, it's summertime. Ow. A lot of ladies out today. We had Memorial Day. Now, all the ladies went in the gym yesterday. They were out. And they gym wear too. Ooh, ladies, y'all know what y'all doing. Hey. Feels so good. Hey. Shout out to Key Sweat, man. And Justin McGee. This is the original duet, y'all. This is how they used to do it in bands. Back in the day. Hey. Yeah, buddy. Lord. This hot. This sexy. I love it. Hey. A lot of people ask me, what you know about this? Hey, I'm 29, so I kind of know about this a little bit. My parents listen to it a lot, so hey, and my grandparents. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, buddy. Shout out to Road, man. Big sponsor of ours, Road. Place to be to get your podcast stuff for sure, man. Hey. Make it last forever. Woo. boys and girls. Shout out to everybody who made love to this song, man. This is a very sexual song. Hey, hey. Boys and girls, welcome, welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, welcome again to the episodic, very fantastic podcast. This is the K.L.P. Aftermath Podcast. And I'm your gracious, your humbled, your highly favored, muscles are out, looking swole, blessed for highly favored, healthy podcast host Kennedy Lucas here. Boy, howdy. Yeah, man. Welcome to the podcast, y'all. We hope that you have a fantastic week so far to our audience who are viewing the podcast here today. And I got to say shout out again to my girl, Evelyn Letitia, because we're going to be coming back for our new episode of What Had Happened Was podcast. We love it. I love you guys over there. You guys watch the show and y'all love what we've been doing. And I got to give a special shout out to my guy T. Me and Terry, we are the mainstays for his hit podcast show, the Bro Code Podcast. Available everywhere you get your podcast from. This weekend, I've been on the show a lot this weekend. I've been on the show a lot this weekend because we talked about the WNBA, and then I talked a little bit about the Knicks and the Pacers. Sadly, by the time you're hearing the podcast, the Knicks haven't been doing too good in the finals so far. I mean, Pacers are up. I want to say about 2 games up now, so it's just been kind of a sad day for us Knicks fans. But it's been a good weekend for us to come on the podcast and to talk a little bit about the Knicks and the Pacers game, the finals. We talked a little bit about the Thunders and the Timberwolves games as well. So, guys, again, go check us out. It is available. It is the Bro Code Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. I recommend you guys watch it because it's fantastic. It's a great show, and this is a sports show. So if you're not dabbled so much into the sports show, that one may not be for y'all. But if you like sports, and I'm trying to make sure I don't cover my mouth, cover my face on camera, but if you are a sports guy or a gal, it doesn't matter. Watch the show, listen to the show. It's a great show. It really is a fantastic, good show. I'm blessed to be on that show and to give you guys my very all. So hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week. I have, Memorial Day was a couple of days ago. And I got to say real quick that I am thankful for the men and women that fight for our country. I know it's a little tough when it comes down to Memorial Day because I don't want to get so political, but we are still kind of divided, right? I have to call the elephant in the room when I see it. I saw a lot of companies post about Memorial Day, and Raw did, and we'll do a review on Raw, but Raw did a tribute to Memorial Day yesterday as well. It's very fantastic to see that companies are still doing that. Again, I still praise our men and women who go out and fight for our country, who gave their lives on the line for our country, because it is very hard to do. Fighting for this country is very political. There's a lot of topics of conversations. A lot of people got some disagreements, but I've got to give it up to the people, our veterans who serve, because they served our great country, right? I have a family member, brother-in-law, my sister's husband. He is a veteran, right? So I have to pay my respects for sure. But I just wish we wasn't so divided still in America, because that's one of those things that, when Memorial Day and Veterans Day come out, it's like, I don't know. A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people who are serving our country, they're trying to get out of the military and the Army and the Navy because they realizing that, hey, this may not be what I signed up for. I may not be too strong for this. And I'm going to come out and say it because I'm a proud American. I got asthma, right? That's one of the contenders why I could never go and fight, join the Army or the Marines or the Navy. I'm just not strong enough for it. I'm not. I leave that to the very strong heroes that go out and fight for our country every day. That's not for the weak. And I'm here to say I'm weak. I'm a weakling when it comes to that kind of stuff. But again, shout out to everybody, all the veterans. Happy, kind of belated by the time because we had to get this thing scheduled. But happy belated Memorial Day to those who served and fought for our country and put their lives on the line for our country. Gotta say that. Gotta say it. And I was able to go out and go to the gym for the last 2 days. And I mentioned it in the intro. Memorial Day, I went to the gym. Everybody was off. Shout out to Crunch Snailville. Shout out to Dave. But everybody's off. And when everybody's off, you'd be surprised. A lot of people go in there and they're able to go to the gym. A whole lot of people were in the gym yesterday. It was packed. And I saw the guys in there getting swole for the summertime. But ladies, y'all know what y'all doing. I mean, I see it all. The outfits, look at my ass. The outfits coming in clutch. They doing these stretches and these power lift ups. Shout out to my ladies at the gym getting their body rights for the summertime. Speaking of summertime, this summer, K.L.P Entertainment is on fire. And I gotta announce it. We got a lot of things going on. Before we get to the topics of conversations, there are a lot of things going on with K.L.P Entertainment. Obviously, we got the new K.L.P Entertainment logo. Shout out to my design team. I'm looking at it in the screen right here. It's so nice. It's K.L.P Entertainment. We kept the emblem, but half of that emblem and then the new text font. I really love this new logo. So that's one of the things we got on fire. By the time Friday is going to be here, my new single. If you guys don't know, I'm an artist. I sing and rap and music produce as well. My new single with Monica Gray called "Contain This." Shout out to my girl Monica. That new single will be out this Friday, and then we're gonna announce when our next new single is gonna be out. It's called "Dizzy," and then we're gonna announce when our new album is coming out. I think we already announced the date, but "Meet Me in Miami." Love that album. Worked really hard on that album. Had some people come up from Miami to finish the album. We were going to go to Miami to finish the album, but we had some changes, some switcheroos around. Hey, when you're running a company, things happen. You have to pivot. So they came up and see me in the studio, and we finished the album. And we hope that you guys love that album when it comes out. And speaking of media for K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studios and Kennedy Lucas Films, I promoted it today officially. Our next summer blockbuster movie, The Lucas Bros Picture. Or The Lucas Brothers Picture. Let me tell y'all real quick. And I got to talk about some stuff, right? I'm going to talk about reviews and stuff, right? I'm going to get to it. But I'm really, really happy about this movie because it's an animation. It's an original story. And it's we've got Nolan Smith, Owen Grant, Paige Flynn is in this one, Naomi Briggs is in this one, of course I'm in this one, Kip Smart is in this one, and we're introducing Dennis. His character he plays a character named Milo. It's going to be really, really amazing for this movie as well. We got Chet Sanchez. He's played Diaz in this movie too. So this movie is a roller coaster of a movie. I'm very, very happy about this one. This is the one that it took us quite a long time. It took us a couple of months to get this one produced, right? Typically, when there comes down to a movie, and I'm not saying that all of our movies, and audience, that all of our movies are fast paced and we just make them real quick like Tyler Perry. That's not what I'm saying. Shout out to Tyler Perry because he got some good ones, right? But this movie, The Lucas Brothers Picture, is an original story that I've been thinking about for years, right? And I finally were able to put it down on paper. And then we animate it. We voice over. We put some music on it. The theme song, Lucas Brothers, and yeah, that's original, written by me. Of course, me and Swinky Aura, we put that little track together. And to see this movie come in full swing and full circle, because I would tell you guys, and I'll be honest with you, within the movie, the reason why this movie took so long is because I wanted this movie to be right. I wanted this movie to be right, and I had writer's block. For a lot of people who don't know, and I'm sure a lot of writers, when they write for their movies, I'm sure Tyler Perry, I mentioned Tyler Perry, but along with other writers and directors, I'm sure everybody, even Martin Scorsese, probably had writer's block at one point. I felt that I was getting into writer's block within this movie because I wanted this movie to be so great, but I wanted this movie to captivate a great story. And after I got out of my writing block and really write down, and we had the main skeleton of the movie, right? But then I wanted to add some stuff to the movie to captivate the story a little bit more. And that's when I ran into the writer's block. But then I got out of that funk. I thought of some great creations. I wrote it down, wrote the script, put it together, and then gave it to the actors and actresses and said, hey, this is the direction we're going. They read for me. They acted. We did tons of recording sessions. A lot of actors and actresses didn't like how they did it. They flown this part, right? That's what comes with working with actors and actresses. Even myself, I'm acting in this movie, and I say, nope, I can do better. Nope, I don't like that cut. Let's redo. Right? But we were able to get it together and to really give people, a really great story being the Lucas Brothers picture. I'm very happy about this one. Coming soon, by the way. It's coming this summer, I can tell you that, but it's coming soon. And, we go through to the distribution phase now, and that, sometimes that can get a little tricky, but we're going through that phase as well. So I'm very, very humble about it. I'm very glad that this movie was able to be fantastic, and I just hope you guys love it when the movie comes out. We are targeting movies to be about an hour. Our last few movies has been about an hour, a little bit over an hour. We just find it that our audience love our hour movies better because it allows us to take our time with it. Except for the documentaries. Documentaries are a little bit longer because we have more of a story to tell when it comes down to that. So I'm very, very excited for my album. I'm excited for my new movie. I'm overall over the moon, just so blessed to be able to do this thing. So that's going to be it for K.L.P Entertainment when it comes down to the album and the movies. We're taking a break because we're getting ready for June. Not to say that we're stopping podcasting. We're going to always be doing our shows, but movie making, we're going to take a beat, right? Take a beat from that, take a beat from music after these projects come out as well. And speaking of June, right, we're turning the page for movie and albums to be released. Of course, K.L.P Entertainment, very excited for this one. Battle of Atlanta, the World Karate Championships. I announced it last week, but I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it until we get up to it. June 12th through the 14th. Of course, I will be there the 13th and the 14th. I have been asked with K.L.P Entertainment and other media company, Mahoney Media, to come together to work on the Battle of Atlanta World Karate Championships. I'm so excited for this one. Of course, we're going to be there recording and being partners for the broadcast. It's given pretty much WWE, but in karate and in K.L.P Entertainment version. So again, you guys can go to the website, thebattleofatlanta.com, to register for the event. I'm going to be there on the 13th and 14th, not only broadcasting for the championships, but of course, I'm going to be doing some exclusive K.L.P Entertainment content. I get my cameras and my Meta glasses. We're partnered with Meta, and we're gonna get some content that way too. So I cannot wait to see more from that June 13th through the 14th. I'm so excited. Let me tell you the event sponsors. Of course, you got the Century Martial Arts, you got the Fighters Top 10, you got G-Force is in this one, Cobb Sports Alliance is in this one as well. And for the partners and distributions, you got CTR Studios, Mahoney Media, Fine Design, Equipped, Rise, and Matt Action. Of those are some of the sponsors. And then Renaissance is another sponsors too. Of course, it's going to be at the Omni Hotel in Marietta, Georgia. 13th through the 14th is when I'm going to be there. But again, the 12th through the 14th. So we hope that you guys stay tuned, watch it, get into it. Now we've got to talk about it here today. Raw review. Of course, if you guys missed it on the Bro Code podcast, I talked about, I talked about SmackDown and Saturday night's main event. So if you want to know my take on those, you got to go listen to the Bro Code podcast. So that way we can give you guys a great review and my thoughts on that as well. Now, here are the Raw results, of course, here today. We watched it last night, and honestly, it wasn't really a bad Raw. Sometimes some weeks Raw, they have some bad Raws, right? But then they have some good Raws. Now, shout out to WWE because they had a 3-day night stay in Tampa Bay, Florida, right? You had SmackDown. No, you didn't have SmackDown. You had Savannah, Georgia had SmackDown, but you had Saturday night's main event on Saturday in Tampa. You had Battleground NXT, which fantastic pay-per-view, by the way. I'm a big fan of Trick Williams. I'm glad that Trick Williams won the TNA Wrestling Championships. Although I do believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry, but I like that. Whoop that trick. I'm a Trick Williams guy. I'm sorry. By default. Very, very good to see that. That was kind of really the highlight of that. Trick Williams were able to make history. Now, the begs the question, and I know WWE is now partnered with TNA, and there's a whole acquisition there. But does that mean that Trick can be on NXT? Well, he will be on NXT this week, right, T? But will he have to be on TNA shows too, or Impact Wrestling shows too? Because they're still kicking it around. So that's a big question when it comes down to that. How will that work? But again, Battleground was a great, great pay per view, and of course, yesterday Monday Night Raw was also in Tampa Bay. They had a 3-night stay in the Yuengling Center, so yeah, you best believe the Yuengling Center made some money this weekend. So here are the matches that were announced to we watched. Of course, it was a Memorial Day episode. You had the Money in the Bank qualifying match, Penta, Dragon Lee, and Chad Gable, and then you had another Money in the Bank qualifying match, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. And then you had the triple threat tag team match for the World Tag Team Championships, the War Raiders, the New Day, and the Creed Brothers. Let me tell you, the New Day's theme song is a bop. New Day way in the New Day way. I be rocking out to that song at the gym. I do. I get it in. And then you had Akira Tozawa versus Rusev. That was just kind of I get it because Akira Tozawa is kind of what I always say, he is the spoof superstar, where he tries to take on the big man, but he just will never win against the big man. But boy howdy. And let me tell you something. Maxine Dupree, did y'all catch what she was wearing? Woo, Lord have mercy. I mean, Maxine Dupree starting to grow on me a little bit. Like, she got them thighs. And I ain't trying to get sexual. I'm not trying to sexualize my women out there in the world. But good Lord, them legs look yummy. Maxine Dupree is so pretty. And them outfits, now it was a little bit skimpy on the skimpy side, right? But it kind of works for her. Boy, howdy, that got me excited because Maxine Dupree, she's so pretty. And she's a great athlete and a great superstar. I do want to see her wrestle a little bit more. I really do, because I think she's very, very talented. And who knows, maybe we might see her wrestle more T in audience at Evolution. Yes, Evolution was announced. You got NXT Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event, and Evolution. They're going to be right here in Atlanta. 3-night stay here in Atlanta at State Farm. We are waiting until tickets go on sale for Ticketmaster because although we are big fans of WWE, we got to see what the tickets look like because unfortunately for us, but if business is business for WWE, and I understand it, but unfortunately for the consumer, tickets have price hiked, right? We thought about going to WrestleMania in Vegas. It was just 10 grand to do it per person. It was that's so expensive. So I hope these tickets are not an arm and a leg to do because I would like to do a 3-night stay, go to NXT Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event, and WWE WWE Evolution on that same weekend too in July. They're coming to State Farm. We're going to go to at least one of these shows for sure. It's just I would love to do all three. We just got to see the price tag and see if it's not an arm and a leg. And we got to see what's on these cards, right? We go to see certain people, especially at Evolution. My big brother, Alex, shout out to him. He says that, hey, I'm in if we see Naomi, Jade, and Bianca Belair, right? He loves his black women. And I love my black women too, right? I want to see them too. Forget tickets, right? I want to be front row seats because you're going to be able to see. I want to see it, right? I will spend a bag on front row seats if they're reasonable. So again, we just got to wait because, again, we're still in May, heading June. Those events are not coming until July, so we still got plenty of time, really. But Maxine Dupree, you looking good. Now, the show opens up with Seth Rollins, of course. Now you've got from Saturday night's main event. Again, I talked about it on Broco podcast, but you got Bronson Reed's back. I'm a big Bronson Reed guy, right? I like his style. I like it that they're advocating that husky men can wrestle, right? I really do like that idea. I like it how it's Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins, right? The three tough guys along with Paul Heyman, right? Bronson Reed is the new factor for WWE, and he's very very talented for what he can do. Right. I'm glad that he's not injured anymore because the reason why we ain't seen him because he was injured. It's very interesting because it was Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins that they feud. So now after their feud's over, now they're a faction. I really love the idea. I'm kind of digging the Seth Rollins heel thing. I'm kind of digging it, right? It's about time that he became heel. Of course, they did their own snippet there. Seth Rollins did his whole segment there. And of course, to say, hey, I'm going to qualify for this match later on that night towards the men's match on June 7th. And then that was it, right? We grade that a B. Now, the first official match was the Money in the Bank qualifiers. It was Penta versus Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable. Great match. I really like this idea of the Lucha Libres coming more into WWE. Obviously, WWE has this acquisition with AAA, Clyde as the Lucha Libre type wrestling deal. I think that's going to be a big deal because these guys are talented. Penta versus Dragon Lee, that was fantastic. I am a Chad Gable guy because I like how buff he is. I like his skill. I really like it how Chad Gable does those suplexes. I wish I could do that, right? Because he's very, very powerful. And it's like saying, and I applaud WWE for this because Chad Gable is short. He's probably taller than me because he's more muscular than me, obviously. But Chad Gable is short. So for him to be able to perform these moves and still have so much power, so much strength, him being a little guy, and I mean that respectfully, he's just short. He's able to pull these things off, right? So I'm a big fan of it. I like to see Chad Gable wrestle more than El Grande Americano. Obviously, we know who that is. Obviously, duh. And I love to see that. But then you had it to where Penta and Dragon Lee, they gave us their moments, their high-flying moments. And it's always exciting to see Penta and Dragon Lee do their thing. Now, we had Vikingo. He is with AAA, right? And he's going against Chad Gable at the Worlds Collide event in June 7th. So, of course, they have to do a little bit of a push for Vikingo to come on there to be more on the camera. So that way it's kind of like testing him on the cameras and seeing if he can cut a promo. And Vikingo can, right? And they're trying to push the AAA event to see these Lucha Libres flying all over the ring, giving us some fantastic moves. I'm very excited for AAA Collide to see what happens. Now they're getting their push into that market, into that culture. And this is what makes WWE a billion-dollar company, right? Because all these acquisitions, it's amazing. And then, of course, you have Penta. He defeats Lee and Gable. Now, Penta now qualifies for the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Very, very, very good to see. You've had Liv Morgan back and Akira Tozawa versus Rusev. That was kind of a spoof kind of thing there. Roxanne. She's my other favorite. I love her too. She's so cute. Now, Roxanne is with the Judgment Day, right? Liv Morgan is back from Japan from filming a movie. I can't wait to see what movie she's in because I want to see her acting skills. But she's back from, I can see her being a villain in a movie. We don't know what movie she's going to be in, right? But she's working on a movie. She comes back. And what's funny about it, Roxanne Perez tries to please everybody with chicken nuggets. And that is the funniest thing ever. Chicken nugget? That is the funniest thing ever. I don't understand the chicken nuggets, but hey, Dom likes chicken nuggets. I like chicken nuggets too, right? I don't eat them a whole lot because, it's a health thing for me, but I dabble some chicken nuggets when I need to, right? Liv Morgan comes back and then Roxanne feeling all over Dominic and Liv said, hey, what's going on here? So Liv Morgan goes to Adam Pearce to see if she can qualify for a qualifiers a match. But after that, you had Rusev and Tozawa. Again, Tozawa gives it a good match, honestly, but Rusev is, I like the new Rusev. It's just, I kept laughing when he kept going like, trying to pump himself up. I kept laughing because it was just so funny looking for him to do that. He was like, oh, my God. Like he was turning Super Saiyan. That was very funny to me. Obviously, Rusev won, duh. But then it kind of sparks it to where Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, comes out to defend Akira. And now Rusev and Sheamus are doing that standoff, right? okay, I see it. They done this angle before, right? They were rivals before, but now you got it to where Rusev has some new skill. He shaved his hair. He's Russian, but he's more American, right? And then you had Sheamus that's coming back. He's getting a little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit more ring skilled, less ring rust. He's getting back swole because when he first came back again, he looked blubber. He looked like he was eating a lot of hamburgers. But now he's getting swole. We're probably going to see a good match between Sheamus and Rusev in the future. Pretty dope. And then the next match was the Triple Threat Championship match. Of course, New Day. New Day, War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, and the who else? The Krieg brothers, Brutus and Julius Krieg from Alpha American Made. Good match. A lot of high flying. I'm a big fan of Ivar because, again, it's WWE is pulling that where big men can wrestle and can really do some moves and can really do some flips, right? I felt bad for Xavier Woods when he got smashed into the barricade, the digital barricade, and they said, bam, he got smashed and smushed into that. That was pretty interesting. I felt bad because that looked like that really hurt. Then again, the New Day comes out on top for that as well. Again, I'm a big fan of I like the New Day's theme music. I like the angle. I don't like them on the commentary desk because they're just talking. They're just talking out their ass the whole time they're on commentary. So that kind of gets a little annoying. Another thing too that I just thought about too that happened at Raw. So Pat McAfee, obviously they were in Tampa Bay, and Waka Flocka Flame was there. And Pat McAfee, I'm a big Pat McAfee guy. So anything Pat McAfee, I watch the Pat McAfee show religiously, right? I'm just a big fan. And when it comes down to it, he was like, Waka Flocka Flame is here. Oh, what the Waka Flocka? So Waka Flocka Flame was there, and Waka Flocka he's a rapper, right? Diamond certified rapper. Got a podcast. So, I mean, I'm semi-fan. I mean, I don't really like a whole lot of his music, but I know what he has to do. Of course, and then Jay comes out to do his segment there as well. Along Gunther comes out and say, hey, I'm coming for that belt. I'm coming back for what's mine. So that was very fantastic. And then you had Liv Morgan versus Kairi Sane. I'm a big fan of Kairi Sane. I just think she's pretty. She's amazing. She's talented. She wins the match against Liv Morgan because of distraction with Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. I just wish Kairi Sane had a little bit more skill because she's so talented and she's from Japan. Even though Kairi Sane won that match last night, it seemed like she was getting her ass kicked by Liv Morgan. Now, obviously, Liv Morgan is dope at what she does as a wrestler and as a superstar, right? Liv Morgan's, she's good. I don't like the whole pirate gimmick that Kairi Sane is going with. I just want to see something else with her. I want to see her be at her best with Kairi Sane because she's talented. Pretty eyes too, very pretty eyes. I like my girls with pretty eyes. I do. I got a thing for that. I just don't like this pirate gimmick that she does. I hate her theme song. I hate the pirate gimmick. Let's get her out of that. Turn her into a baddie, WWE, because Kairi Sane can pull it off. Right? Ditch the whole pirate outfit and give her, for the love of God, give her a different theme song, in my opinion. But hey, I'm not the executives with WWE. It's a gimmick. I get it. You got to respect the gimmick, but I'm not really big onto the gimmick part of it. Of course, with the distraction of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, of course, Kairi Sane goes in for a pin and pins Liv Morgan, and they are mad. Laura Valkyria and Becky Lynch promo. Again, Becky Lynch sounds very raspy when she does a promo, so it's just kind of an ear sore, in my opinion. Didn't really care too much about the gimmick for their promo. And then you had the Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins qualifying match as the main event. Obviously, there was a lot of tussle. There was a lot of back and forth. A lot of moves are going in. The boys were going into it as well. Bronson Reed, since there was no disqualification, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker got involved when it comes down to it. when it comes down to the endowment of it. Everybody came to everybody's aid. You know, you had Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come to Seth Rollins' aid. You've got Dominic Mysterio come to Finn Balor's aid as the Judgment Day. And then you had it to where CM Punk came to the aid of Sami Zayn. So everybody was coming to the aid of everybody within this match. It's a great match. Seth Rollins wins out for that as well. He defeats Balor and Zayn, and now Seth Rollins does qualify for the match. But as they're coming in at the end of it, you know, CM Punk comes into the aid of he was going after Rollins, right? So Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they go to the stage expecting CM Punk. Obviously, I knew he was going to come from the back end and give him the GTS, and escapes out, and that ended the show. So the pressure is on with Seth Rollins and CM Punk and the storyline for that as well. Again, we give this, they gave the Raw last night a B-. Again, not really a bad show, not a bad episode. It was a very, very, very good episode, and I'm here for it. I like it. I like it when Raw is good, right? Guys, stay tuned again on the Bro Code podcast because we will be talking about SmackDown. Hallelujah. I'm able to go and watch SmackDown so I can give you guys a full review. All right. So you guys know the title of this podcast, and I did play from Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever. Now, over the past of the weekend, the last few days, I was able to catch this show, and this show is called Forever. 7.8 out of 10 in IMDb, a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. So when you got those good scores from Netflix, this is a very good show. Forever is available on Netflix. They got something cooking, right? You got the new season of All American there on Netflix. You got this show called Forever. I'm a big fan of Jeannie in Georgia, right? I am. Next season of that show is coming in June. A whole hell of a lot of good stuff is coming from Netflix, right? I'm here for it. Now, this is the show that everybody's been raving about. And the name of this podcast, again, is said there's something about Keshia that I just don't trust. I don't trust Keshia. Now, I love Lovey Simone. That's the young lady that plays Keshia Clark. So I'm not shaming Lovey Simone. She's playing a character, right? But let me give you the overview of this show real quick before I go in and get my thoughts. Forever is a teen drama series on Netflix that tells the story of two childhood friends who reunite as teen and fall in love, grappling the complexities, I probably didn't say that right, of their first romance. Now, this show came out May 8th, so a couple of days ago, based on the book by Judy Blume, good writer as well. Viewers have praised this show for its authentic storytelling, reliable characters, and solid pacing, highlighting the fantastic soundtrack. It is a great soundtrack too, because I'm going to download that soundtrack. I'm sure Spotify got this soundtrack on their playlist. Good soundtrack because good music all around. So I'm going to. But you've had it to where, and I'm going to refer to, and I do this a lot, but I'm going to refer the characters' names, not so much of their actual names, so that way there's no confusion. Lovey Simone, and I'll say this first. Lovey Simone plays Keshia Clark. Michael Cooper Jr. plays Justin Edwards. Those are the two lovers, right? You've had so many other characters. You got Wood Harrison. He plays Eric. He plays Justin's dad. I love to see that. I'm here for that. You got Karen Pittman. She plays Dawn. I know her from The Morning Show. Apple's The Morning Show. She plays Mia. So she's a very fantastic actress. You've got Aksha Rockmore, who plays Shelly. She's been in a lot of dope stuff as well. And then you had Niles Fetch to play Darius, of course. And then you've had Xavier Mills that plays Christian, right? And then you had Ali Galeo, who plays Chloe. So I'm just going to give you guys, I'm going to say the characters' names in these shows so that way it's easier for me. And it's easier for me to pronounce the character's name. So let's get into it. And I won't be able to review every episode. You gotta see the show because there's a lot that goes on to this episode. But I'm going to give you the synopsis of this show, my thoughts and my opinions. This show is fantastic, first and foremost. It's a great rom-com real to life show on Netflix. This is one of Netflix's better shows, honestly. Yes. So you have it to where Justin and family, they're semi-rich, right? They have a very nice house. Very nice house, first and foremost. The parents are very, very successful. I want to say Dawn is I guess she's a lawyer or a businesswoman. Then you got Eric Wood Harris's character, the dad. He's a chef, famous chef, and he has a couple of restaurants. So very, very successful. I want to say this is in California. Very successful parents. They've got two boys. They got a very nice house. Justin Edwards is very smart. He's very, very knowledgeable, but he has some sort of a learning disability that it kind of gets him kind of distracted. I want to say this is kind of almost like ADHD a little bit, where he gets kind of distracted on a lot of things, but he's also good at music making, right? He wants to be a music producer. He makes dope beats, right? He's just the high school kid that wants to do his thing with making music, but of course they want him. His dad wants him to play basketball to see if he can get a scholarship, a full ride to basketball, and the mom just wants what's best for Justin and makes the right idea for Justin, right? So Justin goes out to this party. He said, "Mom, Dad, I'm going to a party. Can I go to a party?" Goes up to the party with his friends, and then he sees Keshia Clark. Now, if you guys don't know, they went to high school together. They went to the school called Brookwood. It's very, very fantastic because what's interesting, we're here in Atlanta, but there is a Brookwood High School here in Georgia, in Loganville, Georgia, I think. Right? So that's really, really funny when I hear that. You have it to where they went to Brookwood. They were childhood friends, and then they went to another school when they were toddlers, and they were childhood friends. There's a flashback between them playing at playground. They did this, and it's, this is real life, in real life, because they did this scene where the young kids were outside at recess, right? And they had like the little rainbow thing that you kind of floof up and you run under it. When I was a kid in elementary school, we did the same thing at PE, so that's why it was real for me. It's like, oh, we used to do that when we were kids too, right? So they're going through their childhood friends, but obviously, since Brookwood, Justin went to Kingdom Prep, so it's kind of like a private school, a very expensive private school. And Keshia, she went to Brookwood at first, but then and I'm kind of skipping around here. She falls in love before Justin. She falls in love to this guy named Christian, right? They were a high school couple, but then they made a sex tape. As things started to get spicy, they broke up, they broke things off, and now after the sex tape and after all of that went down for Keshia Clark, Keshia Clark lost her full ride scholarship at Brookwood. Now, Brookwood is also another school where you had to pay some sort of tuition, right? She lost it because of the sex tape and because of the scandal. So she had to go to a different private school called St. Maria's. And St. Maria's is very expensive for her mama, Shelly, right? Shelly, the mama, she worked really hard. She didn't have a job at first. Husband was out of the picture. Her dad was out of the picture because the dad was kind of almost like a deadbeat kind of. So he was out of the picture, and Shelly had to take care of her daughter by herself. She lost her job at the first get-go. She didn't have no job, and it was very expensive. So now she had to scrape and scramble to make sure that Keshia can afford this school and go to school, because Keshia Clark is very smart. She gets a full ride. Again, I'm kind of jumping around here, guys. Keshia Clark gets a full ride to Harvard University. Very good school. I've never been to Harvard, right? But very, very good school that she got improved to, because she's very, very smart. She's very, very smart at what she does. She dominates herself in the classrooms, and also at St. Maria's, she ran track, right? She had a full ride to scholarship to Brookwood, and she was a track star, right? But then she lost all that. So now she's running track at this new school, hoping that Harvard will look at her and say, hey, I run track. I'm the best of the best. Admit me for a free ride scholarship for Harvard. I'll run track. I'll be an athlete in your school, right? So the way the mama ain't got to pay for it. Typical real story. At this party, Justin and Keshia, they meet up, and they fall in love, right? Look, when I first saw this and they were starting to fall in love, I was rooting for this couple, because if you guys don't know, Taurus men and women, and them and they, we don't gentrify here, but if you are born in the month of May, you are a Taurus bull. I'm a Taurus. We love very hard. When we like somebody, we like them. We'd give them our arm if we wanted to. We want to love them so much. So when I first saw this, when I first saw them two as an item, they're starting to like each other. Boy, howdy, it was so good. It was so good. I was like, oh, this is about to be a great love story. They started to hang out. They started to really get into it. They started kissing. There's this one scene, though. You guys want to know what that scene is? They was at the movie theater. Well, before that, they went shopping. And Justin being rich, kind of, I mean, he's living in a very nice house. He got very successful. I'm going to say he's rich. Justin being the rich guy, he got his birthday money from his grandma. He took Keshia out. Keshia, he went to go buy a shirt or something for himself. But hey, he said, Keshia, you want something? I can pay for it. No worries. I said in my mind, I said, Justin, I don't know about that. Because when you buy somebody something, when you're just friends from the get-go, and you buy somebody something, they might have that wrong impression. That's what I was kind of nervous about. Because I'm like, Justin, I don't know about that. You buying this? She's not even your girlfriend yet. Like, you buying her stuff already. That's not even your girlfriend yet. Don't know. But he ended up buying the bag, and he kind of has it in his mind. And then they go to the movie theaters. They're kissing. Typical teenage kissing, right? Keisha's feeling it. They feeling it. Keisha's about to go down and give him some hoo-hoo, if you know what I mean. It's about to give him some. That sloppy toppy. But then Justin's like, oh, I don't know about this. Is it because I bought you that bag? And Keisha's like, what? If I was Justin, and I'm gonna say this real quick because I ain't trying to get nasty, but I mean it's natural. If I was Justin, I would have kept my mouth shut and enjoyed that woo-hoo for a minute. Keshia says, oh, I can't do this. And then Keshia say, is it because of the video? It's because of the video, huh? And just like, what video? It is the sex tape video that Keshia is referring to, because it is true, part of realism here, what you post on the internet and you try to delete it, it's on the internet forever. You may not have it physically on your phone, but it's out there on the net. Somebody probably already downloaded it and re-uploaded it. And you want to know why I don't trust Keshia? Not Levy Simone, not the actual person, the character. And I'm just joking here. Is because she sent the video to Christian. Right? They made the sex tape. She sent the video to Christian just for, at the time they were boyfriend and girlfriend at that time, and say, hey, something to remember me by. And Christian shared it with his homeboy. Right? He sent it to his homeboy and said, oh, damn, look at Christian and Keshia. Oh, this is a nice sex tape. And the friend sent it to everybody around that circle, causing Keshia to leave Brookwood and to vacate her scholarship. She fucked up. That's number one that I don't trust Keshia about. And then within the series, Christian comes back into the light of things, trying to get up with Keshia. The number two thing I don't trust Keshia about is because one scene of one episode, of course, Christian is a basketball star at Brookwood. He's have sponsorships and NIL deals with Nike and trying to make this money and go into it. And Keshia goes to follow Christian because she wants Christian's connections when it comes down to Nike. At this point, Keshia has a boyfriend. Keshia is dating Justin. But she goes behind Justin's back to meet this ex because she wants that connection. Now, I get it. A lot of people are saying Keshia had to do what she had to do because she is kind of, her mom was kind of struggling. She's trying to make every ends meet so that way she can get a free ride to education because mama can't afford it. That part I understand. But then again, you're like, you got a boyfriend and you cozy up with this other dude. Now, personally for me, if I had a girlfriend and I knew she was still cozying up with her ex, it ain't nothing cut that bitch off. Y'all know that song, Cut Her Off, in my opinion. That was the first thing. And then they had the moment where Keshia and Christian have a moment where Keshia calls out Christian and says, hey, you screwed up my life, right? So then they go in there. They're going in. They're going after it. And then now it becomes a part where after that, Keshia comes in the house. Shelly, her mama, doesn't know anything about the sex tape before. Shelly's riding for Christian, right? And then Christian tries to make it right, and he shows up. He shows up at a baseball game where they were doing practice. The Edwards family was there. Dawn, being Dawn, the mama of Justin, protecting Justin, say, "Hey, I don't think I trust Keshia." But Justin falls in love and say, "No, Keisha's my girl. I'm a ride for her. She's my girl, right?" There's another scene in there, the part two of why I don't trust Keshia. And I'm joking here, guys. At the baseball game, Keshia comes there. You know, she comes there. They're having a great time, but guess who shows his face? Christian shows his face towards Keshia and Justin. And they meet the mamas. Christian meets the mamas and say, "Hey, Keshia, can I talk to you over here for a minute?" Just like, "Oh, okay, what's going on? What? That was the ex. They go into the corner there next to a concession stand. They're talking. And from Justin's point of view, they're talking, they laughing, they cheesing, and Christian sneaks in for a kiss. And from Justin's point of view, it looks like they kissed. Boy, howdy, when Justin cried, broken heart number 2. Right? They start ghosting each other, Justin and Keshia. They start ghosting each other, and they're in their feelings, and they don't know how they feel. It's like, "Hey, I thought you were with me, but I saw you kiss your ex. I don't think this is going to work." So they distance themselves within each other. Now, granted, on the other side of the lens there, that's not what happened. Christian tried to go in for Keshia to kiss her, but Keshia kind of said, "No, don't do that." Another scene where Christian asks, again, mind you, Keshia is dating Justin now. Christian asks Keshia, "Hey, would you go to prom with me?" He pulls up with the Rolls Royce. Before that, Keisha's like, "I don't know about this. I don't want to go to prom with Christian because I'm not in love with him. I'm in love with Justin." Keshia goes home and sees a very expensive dress, prom dress, because Christian told Shelly that, "Hey, I'm asking your daughter out for prom." Shelly spent so much money on that prom dress, and now Keshia doesn't want to hurt her mama's feelings. So then she has the expectations that says, "Hey, I need to go to prom with Christian. Justin, I'm sorry. My mom already bought this very expensive dress. I'm going to prom with Christian." Broken heart number 3. Broken heart number 3. Justin, how many times this girl gonna break your heart, man, for you to see? I don't know. If somebody broke my heart 3 times, I look, look. So as they continue on to this story, she goes to prom with Christian, and Justin didn't go to prom with the one he loves. Justin's heartbroken, and it shows because now he's talking back to his parents. He's being disrespectful to his parents. He doesn't want to go to college, or he doesn't want to pursue basketball anymore and do what he needs to do. He wants to make music instead, right? Justin is going through some stuff. Justin cut his hair, right? He had the afro look, and now he's cutting his hair. And now they're going back to it. Justin and Keshia come back together. Keshia said, "I'm sorry I went to prom with him. I had to do it. I'm sorry." They make love. Broken heart, a little bit, number 4. Again, whoever my girlfriend out there in this world, I may not be so keen of letting you meet my parents so fast, but eventually you would meet my parents, right? Keshia, in my eyes, kept trying to hide Justin from Shelly, the mama. Because at this time, Shelly didn't know that she is dating Justin. Shelly thinks that she's dating Christian. So they have to sneak around and hide. If you're in a true relationship, you don't have to sneak around and hide. This is who I'm with. This is the person I love. This is my girlfriend. I'm not hiding her from you. But as things start to turn, Shelly, Keisha's mama, finds out about the sex tape. Shelly's pissed off because she thought Christian was this Christian angel. No, they just messed up their life because now Keshia had to move from a school to a different school that the mama really can't afford. But eventually Shelly gets a job and there's some relief there. Of course, Justin and Keshia, they're back dating again. They're at the swimming pool in the summertime. They did the whole montage where they were just in love, sweethearts. But then they get into another fight. Another fight, breaking things off. "Hey, I need some time." After that, Justin said, "Hey, Keshia got admitted to Harvard, and Justin got admitted to Northwestern. That's a school in Chicago." Justin, a good school too. very, very predominant school. These schools are real. Like this Northwestern, for what I hear, is a very prestigious school to get into. But let me tell you something. This is the part where I get mad at Justin about. Justin got admitted to Northwestern University in Chicago, a very prestigious, humble, big school to go to, very good school to get admitted to, and your parents getting ready to send that tuition check. Let me tell you, and I love my parents, they did everything they could. But if my parents paid my tuition for my college, okay, I'll go wherever y'all want me to go. If you pay my tuition, hey, I ain't got to take no loan. Oh, I'll go wherever you want me to go. Justin was getting ready to risk this thing off from a very prestigious school because he wanted to try to see if he could go to Harvard so he can follow Keshia. Let me tell you. I'm semi-believer of high school sweethearts, kind of. Sometimes they don't, because I have a lot of friends who were high school sweethearts. They got married young, and a lot of my friends who were high school sweethearts and they got married, they got divorced. The success rate is very low for that. That's why I say to Justin, don't screw up your future for a girl. I know a lot of people say, Kenny, you're wrong for just saying that. I might just be wrong for that. But I wouldn't switch up my future that can guarantee me very success for a girl that I'm seeing. Now, it's different if it's a girl that I moved in with and got married. That's different. Marriage is different. But if it's a girlfriend, baby, I got to go to this school because, number one, my parents paying my tuition in this very prestigious school that I can get into and get a great career. And I say that, and I know it sucks for some people to hear me say that, but we're in this generation now that a lot of people, a lot of dudes in particular, we prefer our careers right now. We prefer our money over some girl that broke my heart 3 times. And I'm not saying that Keshia, because Keshia done some things that I ain't too proud of, but sometimes Keshia do some things that, hey, she didn't anticipate it happening. But for a girl to break my heart 3 times from me, I got to cut her off. I got to go do what I need to do. Right? My parents paying my full tuition. So I got to go to the school because they sent that tuition check. I'm not paying for a dime. I'm not taking out a loan, a student loan. Right? And it's so funny because some guys out there, they risk it all for a girl. And I'm not shit talking my ladies and my girls out there in the world. I'm not shit talking, but dudes really screw up their lives for a girl, for some poontang. And Keshia, she's cute. I ain't gonna lie, she's cute and smart. But I don't know if I would risk that for a girl that broke my heart 3 times. You still got feelings for your ex. Number one, you went to prom with this ex. That's a deal breaker for me. But you're not over this ex. Don't mind the sex tape. I mean, it happened, right? But you went to prom with this guy. You still have feelings for the guy. And let me tell you, I've been on dates before with girls who bring up their ex. And that's a big no-no for me. Don't break up your ex, because if you bring up an ex in a date, you're still thinking about that ex. You're not over that ex. And that's kind of what Keshia did in this series, that Keshia brought up Christian a whole lot to Justin. I know Justin was getting pissed off about that. That's why I say I don't trust Keshia. I don't trust for season 2, because I'm pretty sure they're going to do season 2. Keshia might find some other dude at Harvard that she might like. That might be, I don't want to say better than Justin, but like she might see something that's greener that she thinks that might be greener on the other side. But 9 times out of 10, it never is. But she might find somebody at Harvard that she might like. Justin, maybe in season 2, when he goes to Northwestern, he might find some other girl there at that school that he might like. Then what's going to happen? Right? All jokes aside, this show is fantastic. Wood Harris, who plays Eric the daddy, he is my favorite character because he is like the cool ass daddy. The daddy's really cool in this show. He's so cool. He doesn't punish Justin. He said, go get it. Oh, you need a condom? Oh, okay. Wrap it up, buddy. Like, the daddy is so cool in this show. He's chill. He's relaxed. He you know, he's such a cool daddy to me. Like I say, this show is fantastic, guys. It's there. It's out there. It is a show that you guys have to pick up. You guys have to watch. It is a show. It's a love story, and you want to pull for these couples. You really do, but there's just something about Keshia that I just and I'm joking, and I gotta keep keep saying this to you because I don't want my ladies attacking me on the show. I'm just joking, honestly. I'm joking, but I'm not joking because there's a little truth to every joke. And maybe this is because I had girlfriends that I was trying to pursue that are like Keshia, that they would say they love me, they fall in love, but then there's just something about it that you just can't trust, right? And maybe it's me having trust issues. I've had it to where girls who I thought liked me, but like me for my materialistic things or like what I could do for them, right? I've had girls who loved me, but loved somebody else, right? And, it's just one of those things that it does happen. I don't think I've had a girl that I tried to pursue that did a sex tape. Not that I know of, but it's a very, very good show. Levy Simone and Michael Cooper Jr., they are the power couple. It's a very, very good show, to say the least. It was very funny. They were very distant, them two, the characters were very distant when they went to the Martha's Vineyard, I think. I think it was Martha's Vineyard. It's like a vacation spot for rich people. And then you had Chloe, the only white girl in the show. That it was very, very funny because Keshia has to kind of put on that white voice and try to be different from the white counterpart. Again, I'm not talking about, I ain't picking on white people, but it's just kind of funny how people have to switch it up a little bit. Like I say, this is a very good show. It's a very, very good one. There's just something about Keshia. I don't know. I just can't. If you break my heart 3 times, again, I hate to keep saying it, but if you break my heart, if you make me cry 3, because Justin cried 3 times in the season, he cried at least 3 times over Keshia, because Keshia did some fucked up shit, right? If that happened to me, even if it happened to me 1 time, that's it, right? But I feel bad for Justin again because Justin loves hard, right? Keshia loves hard too, but Justin loves hard too. They both wear the heart on their sleeve. So that's why you gotta kind of ride for Justin a little bit when it comes down to it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in season 2. We'll have to see what happens in season 2. I can't wait for season 2. That's gonna be a slobber knocker of a season. Netflix, they got something. They're not gonna quit that show. 97% of Rotten Tomatoes. They made that show. They're gonna have at least 2 more seasons. At least 2 more seasons. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Justin and Keshia. Guys, that's going to wrap it up here on the podcast here today. We hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We gave you guys over an hour podcast, so we hope y'all like this one. Stay tuned later this week for more Bro Code podcast and What Happened Was podcast with me and my girl Evelyn Letitia. She'll be here in the studio with the next episode. Can't wait for that one. That's going to be a fun one to do. And as always, guys, please stay safe, stay hydrated. It's getting a little bit warm out here. Summertime is here. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Until then, I've been your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas. So long. Stay safe. Peace.
Go! What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P. Entertainment and K.L.P. Studios. Go! It's K.L.P. Aftermath. Morning with your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.